Have you ever been corrected? Has anybody ever told you, hey, I don't like what you did there? And then you ask yourself, God, did I do the right thing or the wrong thing? Well, guess what? There is a subreddit for that, and it is called Am I the A-hole? Today, you and I are going to hear stories from anonymous strangers anonymously confessing anonymous things they anonymously did on the anonymous internet. Surprise microphone. And we will be passing judgment to these stories on the internet. First up, AITA for telling my roommate's friend about my heritage. I, 21 female, am half Mexican and half Chinese. My parents came to the US before I was born, but thought it was very important for me to learn their native languages and participate in both of their cultures. Because of this, I can speak Spanish and Mandarin. Wow! Freaking language jackpot, dude. Holy cow. You can communicate with like half the globe. Because of this, I can speak Spanish and Mandarin. Both of my parents also loved cooking, so growing up, we ate a lot of traditional Mexican and Chinese dishes, as well as some blended fusion meals as well. Oh, that sounds so good. Oh, Mexican and Chinese? So what, like a Kung Pao chicken, like a General Tso's chicken kind of thing with, birria tacos, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how that would fuse together in my mind. A few nights ago, I was cooking dinner at my apartment. I was making one of those fusion dishes, but I got stuck on a particular step. So I called my mom to ask for help, and we talked in Spanish. I was on the phone when my roommate, Anne, 23 female, came home with her friends, who I was told were not coming over. Later, one of the guys from the group came into the kitchen and asked what I was making because it smelled good. I explained the dish was created by my parents to blend Mexican and Chinese cuisine. He then asked why I was speaking on the phone in Spanish earlier, so I told him that I'm half Mexican and half Chinese, and that I grew up speaking both Spanish and Mandarin with my parents. He seemed genuinely interested and asked me more about the languages and the cooking, so we ended up talking for a while about my background and how food and language are such a big part of my life. The next day, I found out through my other roommate that Anne had told her that I was showing off and flirting with her friend. This pissed me off because I wasn't trying to flirt with him, and he was the one who started the conversation with me. I'm going to pause here. This person, Op, what if Op is pretty? What if? And what if by her expressing kindness, plus her being pretty, plus her having interesting things to talk about, looks like flirting? I think there's this subliminal thing, people get really paranoid when someone who is conventionally attractive shows niceness to a guy. But regardless, she's saying it's not flirting. We'll take it at face value. We'll say that this is true. I tried to talk to Anne about this, but she just seemed annoyed and told me that it was obvious how it looked and I should be more mindful when she has her friends over. I told her that I can't be mindful if she doesn't even warn me about having company over. She said that she doesn't have to get my permission to invite people to the apartment. I was getting irritated by this point, so I let the conversation die down after this. It's been so awkward ever since this happened, and every time I see her, she's short with me and barely acknowledges me. I'm starting to wonder if I behaved out of line. AITA. Also, I posted the recipe to what I made on my profile since many of you are curious. We'll get to that in a second. Yeah, my thinking is your roommate is jealous, and maybe she's interested in that guy who came over there and started flirting with you or whatever. She's trying to rein in her friend group, and she's jealous of you because you're interesting. And you're making good food, and you speak 3 languages, and you seem cool, you know what I'm saying? Let's see what the comments say. I don't know if you've noticed, but humans are corporeal creatures, meaning we have bodies. And for me, at this fast-paced stage of my life, I cannot afford to miss work, and I'm sure you're the same. So having easy access to doctors is incredibly important. From shoulder pain to mystery rashes, I want answers, and I want them fast. Enter today's sponsor, Zakdoc. Zakdoc is a free website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. From mental health to dentistry, eye care, skin care, and everything in between, Zakdoc makes it easy to book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers. With Zakdoc, you can filter for doctors by insurance, location, and specialties, and see reviews by verified patients so you can choose the best, most convenient care for you. When you found the doctor you need, you can see their actual appointment openings, choose a time that works for you, and instantly book a visit with just a few clicks. Plus, Zakdoc helps you get appointments fast, typically within 24 to 72 hours of booking, and you can even score a same-day appointment. No need to call doctors' offices and wait on hold either. Zakdoc lets you do everything online so you can quickly make an appointment and get on with your day, dude. So stop trying to tough out that mystery pain and start getting the care that you need. Go to ZocDoc.com/DanielThrasher Plus to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That is Zakdoc.com/Daniel Thrasher Plus. Thank you to Zakdoc for sponsoring the channel. Now, back to the video. NTA, to be clear, info, Anne had told her I was showing off and flirting with a friend. Yeah? So what if you were? That's true. It's just a friend. So where's the problem if you were flirting with that guy? Is he somebody she's interested in? But like, what if you were flirting with that guy? There's a guy in your house. He's coming up, he's talking to you. If you think he's interesting, you're allowed to do whatever you want. NTA, she's jealous, you're very interesting, and she's insecure. Don't dim your light because someone else doesn't like your shine. This right here, dude, put that in a freaking cursive font, sell that at Home Goods, ship it to my house, put it in a frame next to a painting that I actually own that is of Bert and Ernie staring at the TV during 9/11. Here's that painting. This is a real painting that I spent real money on. Anyway, yeah, let's get this quote going. 100% right here. Also, Mexican/Chinese fusion sounds amazing. I want to know what the blended dish is. Well, guess what, folks? Guess what? We did our research, and by that I mean my friend did the research, and this is the story. How to make Chinese-inspired tinga. Oh, do you know what tinga is? This is what chicken tinga looks like, okay? It's like a tangy, kind of spicy meat. Yeah. This color. That kind of thing, man. Just, something like that. Put that in a taco. Oh, it's a little tangy, a little hot. So that's what chicken tinga is, okay? Now, Chinese chicken tinga? I'm in. Let's see. We're going to quickly go through this because I want to see what's different about this. Basically, the ingredients are shredded chicken, canola oil, white onion, garlic, minced, fresh ginger, doubanjiang, which is like a chili bean oil kind of thing, tablespoon Chinese 5-spice, tomato puree, chicken broth, red onion, Mexican crema. Oh my God. I'm locked in. We're going to put this recipe in the description, okay? You can check it out for yourself if you want to look. This recipe's in the description, but this looks crazy. Cilantro, scallions, tostadas? More comments here. She said that she doesn't have to get my permission to invite people over to the apartment. She's right, and you don't need permission to talk to people in your apartment. NTA, absolutely. Absolutely. People who say I don't permission are confused about common courtesy and etiquette when living with others. NTA, but Anne clearly has the hots for that guy. That's true. What if your roommate has the hots for the guy? And that guy comes up to you and you get along well with that guy. What do you do in that dynamic? Do you stop yourself? Do you not talk to them at all? Do you go, no, I'm saving you for my roommate. No, you are my roommate's meat puppet. She wants to puppet your meaty body. What am I saying? Wow, I am interested in you already and would love to discuss languages, food, and heritage with you. Had I been Anne's friend, I would have done the exact same thing and would have probably spoke with you about most of the time I was there without any other intentions apart from learning more about your background and food fusions. You sound fascinating. And that's so true. Dude, Mandarin is like the most, if not one of the most spoken languages on the planet. English is up there. And Spanish is up there. You're able to talk to 1 out of every 2 people on Earth at random. That is such a cool skill. That is so cool. If other people have told Op that they are conventionally attractive, is game over for everybody else. Anyway, let's move on to the next topic. AITA for not allowing my sister's fiance to use my late father's guitar during their wedding, despite his belief that I'm being spiteful. My dad died 3 years ago. He was a guitarist who played a single guitar every day and left it behind. I grew up watching Father make songs with it, so it holds a lot of sentimental value for me. This is interesting right here because I grew up watching Father make songs with it. I grew up watching Father. I've never referred to somebody as Father before. Hello, Father. I just feel like I've never read that in a sentence. That wasn't like literature from the 1890s. It's also essentially the last tangible item I own of him. Next month is my younger sister's wedding. As her maid of honor, I have been assisting her with everything from organizing to covering some expenses because she is on a tight budget. Her fiance requested a few weeks ago if he could use my dad's guitar to play a song at the wedding. It's a very sweet gesture. I declined since the guitar is priceless, delicate. And to be honest, I'm afraid anything might happen to it. I don't know if he will hold it with as much significance as I do. So I proposed renting a comparable guitar or even bringing it so he could pose for pictures with it. They both got upset and said I'm being spiteful and making the wedding about me. My sister cried and told me it would mean a lot to have the dad's guitar there for the song. I feel awful, but I just can't risk it. Dad's guitar isn't replaceable. Now half my family thinks I'm being selfish for not sharing Dad's memory, and some cousins have even said they'd never say no if it was their sibling's wedding. I'm still attending the wedding, still helping, but my sister barely talks to me. AITA for refusing to let them use my dad's guitar. Yeah, It's not yours. It's your dad's guitar. This is his daughter's wedding. You think your dad wouldn't absolutely volunteer his guitar to be played at the wedding? This comes from pain. It comes from a painful place. You don't want something to happen to the guitar. But guess what? If the string broke, you could fix the string. If something happened to the neck or one of the pegs, you can go and fix that. It's not going to bring Papa back. All right? And he put his heart and soul into this guitar. His fingers are so familiar with the fretboard. It's probably soaked up his oils. Let the guitar be there at the wedding, for God's sake. That is such a direct reflection of the spirit of the father being there. And look, your little sister, guess what? That is her dad too. What bigger event could a father possibly want than to walk down the aisle with his daughter to hand her off? What bigger event? Do you think dad would rather be hung up on a wall in the basement or something? No! Bring it to the damn wedding. This comment has 7,000 likes. It says, don't miss out on new memories by trying to hold on to old ones. I'm sorry that your dad has passed, but the guitar one day will be gone. Maybe it will survive your whole life, but here is some real talk. Whether you have his guitar or not, it's not going to make you closer or further away from him. Your memories you will have. I have a suspicion if he were alive, he would want it to be used on someone's special day so that everyone can have a new fond memory. He is gone, Op. Don't let a ghost you have made up create a rift with people still alive. The reply to that says, this needs way more upvotes. I say nobody's the a-hole in this situation. I agree with that. It's just a crappy situation surrounded by grief, and you shouldn't let grief hold you back from new memories or hold someone else back. The thought of, imagine how your dad would feel seeing his guitar being played, his memory being honored, and essentially a way for him to be at the wedding by having who could possibly be a really good guitar player play one of his songs or favorite songs to play at his daughter's wedding. And even if the dude isn't that good of a player, he's still wanting to help y'all relive your dad's memory and bring his memory to the wedding. I think they should be given at least the chance to do it. Just bring the guitar. If you can play a little bit, and then hand the guitar off to him to play as a welcome to the family and an I'm sorry type of thing. I say you, but I mean Op, of course. Life doesn't always work out like the movie, so if you plan that route, talk to the fiancé about doing it. I bet your sister would love that. But either way, let them try. You can always take the guitar back after. That's true. And you know, if people know that something is a precious instrument, you think that guy who understands the significance of this guitar is going to throw it in the back of his freaking Subaru Forester? You think he's going to put that, you know, like just hold that up next to his like dog's cage, man? His Rottweiler's cage next to the chew toys? No. He's going to take care of that guitar because he loves your sister. People can be careful when they want to be. It's like, for example, you know, you have a newborn baby and you have a niece there. You have like, you know, she's 14 or something. And it's like, do you want to hold the baby? Yeah, I do. Okay, be really careful. That niece isn't going to go la 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 la. She's not going to be running around. She's not trying to, you know, run away like a kid with scissors. People can conceptualize how to be careful with precious objects. Okay, so I get that you're concerned, but it's a little over concerned. You're the a-hole. Your dad's guitar is also her dad's guitar. Additionally, guitars are meant to be played. I have a feeling if he was a musician, he would want his guitar to be played instead of sitting in a closet. You're holding them back from having a meaningful experience. Shame on you. Do you say shame on you to somebody who's going through pain? I guess you could. I guess it depends on how you interpret shame on you. When I think shame on you, I think shame on you. You know, I think, blah. But maybe shame on you is like, hey, shame on you if you do this. You know, don't do that. There would be shame if you did that. Especially considering, and I hope it doesn't happen, your house could go down in flames tomorrow and it could be gone. What a weird way to end that sentence. Let this be permission that if I ever die, any of my kids' future spouses or fiancés or whatever, play all my stuff, dude. Play all of it. If I'm dead, play it. Okay? This is official permission. This is permission.
Instruments in life deserve to be played.
What I'm trying to say here is life is full of so many instruments and they all deserve to be played. Except for the crimes. Don't do the crimes. Outro.